everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Shakira. So in this video we're going to be talking about why you should use a registered or a legal consultant and the different type of consultant you could use when trying to apply for student permits. Okay,
I think so what you just to understand what you want, you're asking us, you want us to tell your audience who to use when processing any of their
Application, yes.
immigration application
Yes.
in Canada,
Yes.
and who can advise them and who they can pay. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. I'll let Mary start.
Okay, so pretty much what you're looking at, or the word or terminology for these people would be an authorized representative.
Okay.
So those are the people that you can pay.
Okay.
And they're authorized to provide you with immigration advice and help you with your application. And there are three major people that groups of people that you can use. So pretty much it would be a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, just like myself and Busola, and they're lawyers that are registered with the law society of the province that they're in, as well as other members of their province. So in Quebec, they call the lawyers a notary.
Okay.
So that will pretty much be like, those are the people that can represent you and collect a fee or charge you a fee to represent you, or even charge a fee for consultation.
Okay, so what's the pros of using one?
Well, yeah, I'll do that. So it will be beneficiary to you for you to use someone who is licensed and regulated to process your application, because you know that they know what they're doing. They are following the rules. They are following the policy. And they also they won't mislead you or misguide you. And whatever you would not understand, they can better interpret it to you. Then another I would say another advantage is that what else is that? Okay.
Well, I think the major thing for the public is that when you're using an authorized representative, you know very well that they are regulated, right? And they have a body that regulates the work that they do, and they need to ensure that they're following and adhering to the professional ethics of that profession, right? So you're pretty much using a professional. So it's just the same way. If you're sick, you go to a doctor. If your car needs to be fixed, you go to a mechanic. So same thing when you're trying to navigate the Canadian immigration process. You're coming to an authorized representative, and they're answerable to whichever body is regulating them. So for instance, for us as RCICs, we're being regulated by the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants, and by virtue of that, we owe it to our profession to make sure that we're providing you with proper advice. We're following the rules and the policies and the ethics of the profession to guide you through with your application. So pretty much we're answerable to somebody or to a body. So that makes us liable to ensure that we're doing a good job. And pretty much the college is there to protect the public, protect the applicants pretty much. So everything they've put in place is there to actually protect the people. So that way you know that you have a body that is looking out for you as an applicant.
Yeah, and the cons, pretty straightforward. You buy a car, for instance, you buy a Mercedes, and then you decide that you can hear a sound, and then you're like, I think this guy should know how to fix it. A roadside, let's put it that way. You definitely get what you're paying for. So yeah, I'm not saying that some people are not hard, that have the knowledge, but you're better off using someone who is being regulated, who is under a body, and is answerable to a body, like Mary said. So that's just the cons. And also there's a lot of news out there. You use someone that is not regulated, they go away with your information, they fill your form for you, they're not giving it back to you. you want to do something else in Canada, like for instance for your citizenship, and then you're missing information which can actually lead to revocation of even your PR, ESPR, because the information you're providing at the point of applying does not tally with what you used initially. Same with study. When you're applying for permanent residency, the information you're providing does not tally with what you used initially. Those are the cons of not using a regulated professional.
So I have a question for both of you. So for instance now, if I decide to use a consultant for my application, would you follow through till I get my ITA?
It varies depending on what kind of agreement you have signed with your consultant. So usually for each service that you're paying for, or you're retaining, or you have a signed service agreement with the consultant for, it will be clearly stated what that application is for.
Okay.
Right? Most times you say you want to come in to study, it's strictly a study permit application.
Okay.
And you also have to bear in mind that policies change every day.
Okay.
So it could be that, like, yes, once you're done with school, because you're probably studying for a year, 2 or 4 years or 5 years, at that point, like, things would have changed. There might have been inflation just like we have now.
Okay.
So the fees could have changed and all of that. So at that point is when you want to come back to say, okay, I want to do this. And if your consultant has done an amazing job the first time, of course you want to go back to that same person to follow through with your application, and then that person knows your history.
Okay.
And they're able to make sure that you stay consistent with each application, because just like Busola mentioned, you when you submit your application for study permit, the similar questions they asked during the application, they're asking for your work permit application, they're asking something similar for your peer application and your citizenship application. So you want to ensure that there's consistency, you're not changing or switching information here and there, you're able to work with somebody that already has that history. So there are times where I would get clients from like other consultants and all of that, and I just tell them, okay, can you go back to your consultant, because then they understand your case better, right? And yeah, so that's pretty much it, just to make sure that the client is getting the best of the best.
And also, just so you know, with our college, if so let's say for instance, debt is inevitable. Yeah, that's the right word. Thanks. There's always a plan.
Okay.
That in place for somebody else, for another consultant to take over your file, as opposed to you using, someone that is not regulated, just a roadside, I know how to do it, then something happens to them, even if they get their laptop or whatever system hacked into, and then, your information is lost. Unlike using a regulated consultant, there's continuity with your application, you're guaranteed of that.
So pretty much what she's just like what we have in place is when you have that kind of unplanned absence, which could also be death. It could also be like your consultant is incapacitated or something, or they're sick or anything of that sort. Or even, let's say for instance, the consultant has a baby, a newborn, so they might want to take a month or 2 off the job and all of that. They would always have like somebody, like another consultant that can take on like the files they are managing and all of that, so that you can be rest assured that things would transition in properly, and your clients or your consultants would communicate that to you, like tell you who would be handling all of that, so that you're in good hands.
And even if the consultant is not able to communicate it to you, so in the case of debt, like I said, you can easily go to the college and they'll tell you who to contact.
So the college is where we have our registry, and that's where you're able to verify that your consultant is in good standing with the college.
So are you saying that before, like, if you're engaging with any consultant, the person should like verify, where would the person verify if the person is registered or not?
Absolutely. So pretty much they need to check. So I mentioned earlier that we're like our CICs, for instance, are regulated by the CICC. That's the College of Immigration and Citizenship Consultants. And there's a registry. Like once you do a quick Google search, like find the consultants with the college, register with the college, or just go to the college website. So you're able to actually see the person's name, see if they're in good standing, if they're active or not, if they're licensed, because sometimes licenses can get revoked or suspended, and we're supposed to stop practicing at that point. So you want to be sure that this person that you're working with is actually actively working and is in good standing with the body.
Okay, I think that makes a lot of sense. Instead of just falling into the wrong hands, just be sure that the person you're working with is actually trustworthy, and if anything, you can actually probably, if the person is not available, there's a like a body that is covering for them. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Before we wrap this up, I just want you to like, do you have like an Instagram handle that they could like access you on, or email? Can you please let them know what your is? I'm also going to put the Instagram handle on my, in the comment section. So Instagram handle, their email, so you can actually reach out to them if you need to apply for study permits, work permits. They do both, so you can actually reach out to them. Could you please tell my followers your Instagram handle?
Yeah, sure. It's at Astute, ASTUTE _immigration. So I guess you probably post that up.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
And yours?
Yeah, it's Grace Ride Immigration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, no, okay. So I'm gonna put that in the caption, and I'm also gonna put their email address. Don't hesitate to reach out to them if you have any question. Thank you so much for watching. Do enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.